Hi, I'm the Scrub and you're here for one reason. I've had to use actual guts to lure her out and slay a Gulo. I've had to gather up literal and give it to Lise, and even I think she doesn't deserve that. And I've still got to complete this ritual to participate in the Nadam. Why do I even bother? Oh, there's a free mount at the end of this? Well, if you're gonna twist my arm, we may as well do it now. Time to learn about Bardam's Mettle. Simplified. If you're with the duty support system, I'd highly recommend doing single pulls for most of this dungeon. Pull the opening 3 mobs and continue around the corner. Pull the next 2 mobs and the Dezo. Kill everything. Watch out for the patrolling Gulo mob. Its cast of Dirty Claw is a conal AoE that will give you an attunable paralysis debuff if you get hit by it. As you head around the corner, you'll come to a blue face in the wall. The 2 stone tablets will come to life called Wall of Bardam. They will perform medium-sized straight line AoEs called Epigraph. Quickly move to the side to dodge them. There'll also be random AoEs underneath random players called the Dusk Star. Just move out of these to avoid them. After both mobs have been defeated, the wall will open. Pull the next group of enemies and kill them here. They are the same enemies as the first pull. As you proceed around the corner, this time there'll be a red face in the wall with 3 Wall of Bardam. Kill everything and the wall will open. First boss time. As you enter the arena, you'll see that there are a bunch of extra animals around the area. We're going to keep these in mind for later on. The boss, Gorilla, will be asleep, so you can't face pull it. You need to attack it to gain its aggro. Heave is a large conal AoE. Crumbling Crust will create several small AoEs and random points around the boss. Just try and dodge them as best you can. The boss will cast Rush. This will tether to someone with a purple distance tether and a straight line AoE. The further you are away from the boss when this move goes off, the less it will hit you for. If you have the tether, you'll want to position yourself to be close to one pack of animals on the outside of the arena, making sure that your tether is a thin purple line. The boss will then dash towards this player. It will then perform Warcry and stomp on the ground with Earthquake, which will stun all players for a few seconds. Any animal that is close enough to where the boss performs Warcry will be spooked and perform their specific actions. The sheep will just do small AoEs which target random party members. If you get hit by this, it is an attunable sleep debuff. If the yaks get hit, they will target random party members with a straight line AoE. If you get hit by this, it will knock you back. And the curl will perform a large conal AoE on a random party member that will give you an attunable paralysis debuff if you get hit by it. You can spook more than one set of animals at a time. I would recommend spooking the animals in the order of sheep, then yaks, and finally curl if you have no other option. When the animals have finished performing their actions, they will run away from the fight and new animals will enter the arena in that space. The boss will only repeat these mechanics until it has been defeated. Jump off the platform and head down the rocky path. You'll eventually come across 3 Mettle Dara. Watch out for their AoEs. Kill everything and the block path will rise, allowing you to continue. The larger of the next 3 birds will do a big conal AoE and can also put an attunable windburn dot tick on whoever they are targeting at random points. Pick these up and head across to the next rock, which will turn into 2 more Daras and a Gurval. The Gurval's cast of Wild Horn, which is a large conal AoE that will give you a large knockback if you're hit by it, so watch out for it. Kill everything and proceed to the second boss. This boss cannot be targeted or damaged in any way. Instead, this is a boss where you only need to perform 3 mechanic checks and you will pass. If you get hit or you don't perform any mechanic correctly once, you will get the debuff of Bardam's Price. If you fail 2 mechanics, you'll be hit with a debuff Fetters and be unable to move. If you are doing this with a duty support system, it means that you will fail and you'll have to start again. However, if you're with a full party, all 4 members will have to screw up in order for failure to occur. When you walk into the arena, you'll be hit with out of action, which means you cannot perform any actions besides sprint. It will also look like it will have a big X through the middle of it, separating the arena into 4 quarter parts. The first check will have the Hunter of Bardam constructed in the middle of the arena. It will suck in all players and have a staring contest while creating an expanding AoE from his position at the same time. To avoid this, you're going to move just outside of the first AoE and then wait for the animation of that AoE to go off. You'll then quickly run into where that AoE was and then face away from the Hunter. When the second AoE goes off, the staring contest will conclude. After this, it will create a checker pattern of blue AoEs. You're going to want to get into a square between the AoEs. These will go off 4 times and alternate where the safe zones are. When the 4th one happens, the Hunter will want another staring contest. Just make sure that you're looking away from the Hunter when you dodge the 4th checker pattern. You have completed the first mechanic check. 3 towers will spawn in. At least 1 player will need to stand in each of these towers. Following this will be a donut AoE around a couple of random party members. The easiest way to solve this is for everyone to stand in the middle. After this is a tracking AoE on all players indicated by this pulsing yellow arrow. Instead of running around the outside of the arena, what everyone can do is run around a quarter portion of the circle. Everyone will pick a slice and just run in small circles as the AoEs start going off to dodge the rest of the subsequent tracking AoEs. As long as you keep moving and you stay in your quarter of the circle, you'll be okay. Then the Hunter will turn to one cardinal direction and create an expanding 270-degree AoE. You can try and get to the safe quarter as fast as you can, or you can try and dodge between the AoEs. After this, there'll be 4 medium-sized AoEs that will create boulders in the arena. Just dodge between the AoEs. You have completed the second mechanic check. A looming shadow will spawn in. This is a meteor mechanic which will mark the final mechanic you'll need to pass. 2 of the boulders on the east and west points will turn into smaller Hunters. The checker pattern will return. You'll normally be on the north or south of the arena at this time. Watch for if the boulder you are closest to has an AoE running through it. If it does, you're on the wrong side. Don't worry though, because this is easily fixable. The larger Hunter will suck in everyone and perform a donut AoE. The smaller Hunters on both sides will create expanding 270-degree conal AoEs. This is where it might get a bit tricky, but you'll have plenty of time to solve this. You'll have to wait beside the boulder while just inside the donut AoE. This means we will avoid the first expanding points of the 270-degree AoEs, but not the last one. You're going to quickly move out when the donut AoE goes off to avoid the last part of the expanding AoEs. After this, you can move behind the boulder and out of the line of sight of the looming shadow and you'll be completely fine. If the boulder on your side was destroyed, don't worry. You will have plenty of time to move to the opposite side of the arena to get behind the safe boulder. When the meteor goes off, you have completed the third and final mechanic check. You'll be able to jump down and continue the dungeon. Pull and kill the next 3 mobs. Stand off to the side of the area as there will be a massive boulder that will roll down. If you are in its path, it is a knockback with a pretty hard hit. As you move through the next area, pull the next 2 mobs and keep to the side to let the 2 massive boulders roll past. You can then continue around the corner. The Mata will have a conal AoE called Scalding Breath that will give you a burns debuff if you're standing in it. Kill everything and the door will open to the next pack of mobs. Kill the next pack of 3 mobs and the door will open to the final boss. Feathercut is a tank buster. Wind Unbound is a room-wide AoE. There will be feather sprites that will spawn at random points on the outside of the arena. These will create narrow straight line AoEs through random party members. Just dodge them as best you can. Players will get the red icon above their heads and the boss will start casting Flutterfall. This will create a small point blank AoE of feathers. Just spread out to not only avoid overlapping each other's AoEs, but also to avoid the narrow straight line AoEs. Eye of the Fierce is a staring contest. Just turn your character away. If you don't do this, you'll be inflicted with confusion, lose control of your character, and attack your fellow party members for several seconds. The boss will eventually become untargetable and disappear from the arena. An ad will spawn in on the northeast side of the arena. It doesn't have a lot of health and doesn't do any mechanics. The boss will spawn at the point closest to the ad on the outside of the arena and dash across the middle of the arena in a straight line AoE. You just need to move to the side in order to dodge the boss's attack. After you've defeated the ad, another ad will spawn in at the southwest point of the arena and mechanics will repeat. The boss will move into the middle of the arena and its wings will glow purple and become targetable. It will create 3 circular AoEs that will start moving around the outside of the arena in a clockwise direction. At the same time as this, it will randomly target a party member with a green icon over their head. This party member will be pushed back. You can use knockback immunity to avoid being knocked back or run back into the safe zone as fast as possible. The boss will also cast Flutterfall on random party members with the red marker as well. This phase will continue until both wings have been defeated. If you have a magic or ranged DPS, I'd recommend using the limit break on both wings here. Once the wings have been defeated, the boss's wings will stop glowing and it will repeat all of its mechanics and phases if your DPS is low enough until it has been defeated. Congratulations, you have beaten Bardam's Mettle. My name is The Scrub. Thank you for watching.